Zaccura and welcome back to my channel and to the recap of week 4 of Mermay. By the time this video is going up, May is already over, but this video is not the end of Mermay. No, siree. There is going to be one more Mermay video after this one because there are 4 weeks and 3 days in the month of May 2019. So the next video is going to have those last 3 pieces, and there is going to be, drumroll, a giveaway! Whoa! So be sure to stick around for that, but for now, let's talk about week 4. As I mentioned at the end of week 3's video, for week 4 I went back to digital art once again, and I finally did some mermen because for the entire month I had been doing nothing but mermaids, and I really wanted to draw some dudes. And it was actually a really good opportunity to practice some male anatomy because I don't think I've actually done a single full illustration with a guy in it all year so far. And I really haven't drawn any muscular body types in a long time either. And I mean, I went on multiple art hiatusi earlier in the year, but still, can't neglect the muscles. But because I have been going ham with these Mermay pieces every day, I decided for week 4 to take it down a notch and just do what I can in about an hour to an hour and a half every day, and just focusing on the figure itself instead of the full illustrations I had been doing a lot of this month. So for day 22, the first day in the week, I did this anglerfish inspired merman. So I gave him that shiny thingy coming out of his head, and I kept things extra sketchy really in this piece. As the days went on, you'll see I started to get kind of painterly again, but for the first couple days it was just really sketchy. For day 23, I designed this sort of spiky warrior type merman, I guess. I'm not really sure how to describe most of these mermen because I really was just winging it every day. And honestly, I was feeling just a little bit juiced creatively by this point. I mean, that's what a month-long challenge will do to you, but I find the best way to keep going with a daily challenge when you have no ideas on what to draw is to just start drawing and come up with it as you go. And that's exactly what I did here. However, there must have been some influencing going on in my brain subconsciously because it was only after a few days later did I look back at this piece and realize that this guy's head totally looks like Boo from Dragon Ball Z. I mean, hey, with all the different forms DBZ characters have, maybe Boo has a secret mermaid form that he just never revealed in the show, Why not? I gave him this fin thing on his back that attaches to his arms, and in my head it's kind of like one of those things that Komodo dragons have. At least I think they were Komodo dragons. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that lizard that has that flap around its neck that it pops up when it's aggravated as a way to make itself look bigger and scarier to predators. I clearly paid attention in school if you couldn't tell. But yeah, so in my head that fin around his back is normally down and loose, but he pops it up when he wants to look scary and menacing. And that's all I've got to say about that.
Did you see it? Way up there. It's a city. But don't stare. But don't stare.
Day 24 was when I started kind of dropping the sketchiness of these pieces and started going back to my painterly style. And this was also the only piece in the week that I actually put something of a background. I mean, they all have colors going on in the background, but nothing actually going on back there. In this one, I put some bubbles. That's that's a background. And it's also the only piece that has anything in it other than the merman itself, because this one has a fish in it. I had the idea of having this sort of oafish mermaid that would be really big and muscly, but he's not actually scary. Like, he's kind of slow and not the brightest, but he has a really good heart. He wouldn't ever purposefully hurt anything. But because of his oafish, muscly size, he ends up scaring everything. And so in this illustration, I have him trying to give a piece of kelp to this little fish. And I kind of had fun playing with the facial expressions in this one. Like, the merman is kind of like, and the fish is just like, are you serious? Like for real? You really think I'm going to take that? And I also gave the merman this really light, relaxing color palette with the green and the yellow, because again, I wanted to play off of the oafish harmlessness that this character kind of portrays. And yeah, that was day 24. Day 25 was honestly a bit rushed. It was pretty late in the day, so I didn't have much time to render it out completely, but this one is probably the most monstrous looking of all the mermen this week. I really made him look, not very good looking. Especially that face, like, oof, chill out, bro, like, go to the spa or eat a brownie or something. And I think I remember I actually originally tried basing this pose off of a picture of a speed skater. I just had a picture of a speed skater, and you know the way that they skate, they like bend down like really far and they sway their arms a lot. And I wasn't originally going to make him look as scary as he does, but then I kind of messed up the pose and I really didn't have time to fidget around and fix things, so I just sort of botched the whole thing and was like, screw it, he's gonna look really strange. And that's all there is to say about that. For day 26, I stopped with the muscle trend for a moment and instead did a very emaciated, muscleless mummy merman, which I guess would make him a mumman or a me. That is actually a really great name, Mermay. I am so naming a future OC Mermay. It's done, taken. You guys can't use it. It's copyrighted. Oh wait, you can't copyright names. It's trademarked. There you go. But yes, I decided to do a very lanky, skinny merman this time. Not really sure why, but for some reason, I really enjoy drawing lankiness, hence my cartoony style. I don't know why, but lankiness is just really satisfying to draw for me for some weird reason. But as I was drawing this mermy, I was thinking to myself, like, why would he be so emaciated? And clearly, the most logical conclusion was that he was a mummy. Duh. So that was fun and fresh, or actually not fresh, like not fresh at all, like actually really old and growing bad and probably kind of stinky, because, you know, he's a mermy. And that was day 26. For day 27, I decided to have some fun with the posing, especially because I realized that mermaids are special because they are in the water, so you can do pretty much any pose you want. So I decided to do this upside down pose for this merman that kind of looks like he's doing a loop-de-loop in the water. And interesting story, but actually to help me get the pose right, I actually pulled up the reference sheet I had made some time ago for that action pose study session video I had done, because one of the poses in that video that I did was of this lady doing a flip in the air. So I pretty much based this merman off of that pose, just of course changing the body and the arm positions and adding a spear. But there's just another positive side note about doing pose studies. You know, you never know when they'll come in handy for yourself again. This merman is probably my favorite of the week. I just feel like the rendering and color palette came out really nicely. It was really fun to play with the mix of blue, green, and yellow. I think they all go together really pleasantly. But I gotta admit that because of that ponytail and his blue color, he bears a striking resemblance to Will Smith as the genie in the new Aladdin movie. But what can you do?
Well, that sounds weird.
I really liked the circular shape day 27 had, so that's where I sort of started from for day 28. I also wanted to give it a sort of circular shape, but I didn't want to just do a repeat of yesterday's, so after some diddling, I ended up with this guy who is just really leaning back and having a big ol' evil laugh. Mwahahahaha. Or I mean, I assume it's an evil laugh because of how scary his design looks with his spiky teeth and like barnacles on his skin. You'll see later on. But you know, maybe that's just how he looks. Maybe he's actually a really nice guy who's just really having the time of his life. Although, the fists. I don't know about the fists. Fists during laughter usually indicate evil intent. It's a fact. Like either fists or those like claw hands. You know those hands that look like you're holding flames in your hands? If you see either of those on someone who's laughing, you're like, evil intent. He's also the only merman whom I gave a proper head of hair. I kinda ended up making all the merman bald, other than that little genie ponytail day 27 had. I guess it's just my idea of undersea creatures and like they wouldn't have hair. I mean, as I mentioned in weeks prior, I really like making mermaids look more like a creature of the deep rather than just a human with a fish tail. But for the last day in week 4, I figured, you know, why not give the boys some hair? Why not? And that is a wrap for week 4! Woo! We're almost to the end. Well, I mean, Mermay is already over, but as previously mentioned, there will be one more video coming soon that will have the final 3 pieces I did for this challenge, as well as the announcement for the giveaway I will be holding, which I'm really excited to do, so yay, I haven't done a giveaway really ever. So don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit the little bell next to the subscribe button so you stay notified for when that video goes up. And yeah. I think this week of Merman came out pretty cool, but do let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and let me know which of this week's pieces was your favorite. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, all the links to that are in the description box. And until next time, stay awesome, stay inspired, always. See ya!